Well, he's a very versatile player. I would say first thing is competition. I think we needed more guys in the room to compete. That can play at a high level. He can definitely do that. Played a bunch of ball at the other school, and a great receiver out the backfield, great hands. So we'll see what he can do.
Are you worried about potential chemistry issues from the guys who have been here about taking in a guy like that?
I don't think so. I mean, we've talked about it. I'm very open and transparent from day one with those guys. They've known from day one when I got here in January, we're going to compete to earn a spot. I don't care if you're a freshman, a sophomore, or junior, transfer, the best guy's going to play.
What did you say to Tavian during his recruitment process?
We just talked about the opportunity. The neat we had it from a tailback standpoint. I remember the guy come out of high school. I tried to recruit him briefly when I first got to Athens and spent some time around him and his family. So we had a little bit of a small brief of history, but just talking about the opportunity to be able to put him in a good spot for his future, but also to help our team out.
Has he done anything so far that maybe has surprised you a little bit the good way, whether it's strength, weakness, whatever it may be?
I would say his preparation is really impressive. I mean, once he announced he was kind of coming to us, I met with him maybe 2 times individually before practice started, and he just picked the offense up really fast. And I love the way he goes about his business. He's kind of a jokester at times. Once we start meetings, we start walkthroughs, start practice, he's Zoom focused, and that's very impressive. Like I said before, he runs really good routes and catches the ball really well also at the backfield. That's been impressive also, but I knew that before he got here.
Thomas, looking at the film from last year, was there one problem you could see in some of the red zone running possessions or any of the running game that was the biggest problem?
I would just say inconsistency in general. I think there were flashes of a couple guys who had some highlight moments, some highlight games, but it was never back-to-back. And I think competition has a big part of that. When you're allowed to get to the point where you feel comfortable because you may be the most talented guy in the room or 1 or 2 guys, maybe most talented guys, and feel like, you'll play no matter what, there becomes an issue. Because I've always said and learned from my own playing experience that I don't care how self-motivated you are, you can never reach a certain level without being pushed by guys around you.
For Tavian, what kind of a challenge is that jumping in kind of as late as he did?
Well, I think obviously it helps out. He's playing a bunch of ball at a high level, so he can get adjusted really fast. Like I said before, he's a really smart football player, smart player in general, so he picked the system up fast. But I would think just being able to, get in football shape, adjust to our system, and also gel with our players, which I think is going well so far.
How long does that usually take, I guess, for a guy to come in and be able to mesh with the guys that he's around?
I think every player is different. I think he's somewhat at times the laid back, to himself type of guy, but he's also very humble. So I think the times I've seen him, he's been great around our players. I think we've embraced him, completely, and it's been obviously publicly out there. Once he announced that he's going to be a part of our team, and our guys have embraced him. It's been good so far.
What's the conversation like with Levante?
As far as
to transfer?
Yeah, I'm only going to comment on guys that are a part of our team right now, and I wish them the best. So.
Just in general terms, how much better does Feaster make that room, that running back room?
I think we'll see as we kind of keep going, but I would say just from day one, just to understand that we got a senior running back coming in that's played a bunch of ball. The guys know who he is. They've seen him play before. And, just putting him in from a meeting room standpoint to taking reps from other guys that have had reps before and seeing him make plays just makes you up your level of competition in your game overall. So.
You've mentioned in the past playing 2 guys for the majority of the game, maybe a third. Does that change now? Where's your mindset on that?
Well, I think ultimately at any position we're going to play with whoever it takes to win football games. But I think just to be able to keep guys fresh, keep guys in a rhythm, and not have guys on the sideline, being cold. Primarily 2 guys, maybe a third guy that kind of rotates in depending on what he can bring to the table. The first 2 guys can't, but it all depends on what's going to take to help us win football games.
You've seen out of Rico so far, I guess, through the first week of practice.
Say it again.
Rico, what have you seen out of him?
I think he's had his best summer. Workout-wise, he is in really good shape, and I think the entire room has been competing very well, but obviously just kept mentioning, Feaster coming into the room as I think it helped elevate his game as well. Him and Mon for sure have been working their butts off, and those guys know our system. Obviously going through a spring, understand what I expect. From a competition standpoint, he's been good so far. He's had some really good flashes of competing, and obviously just makes do a good job of staying consistent and bringing it every single day.
Is AJ getting some work with you, or is he still mostly with the defensive backs?
Defense.
Do you plan to have him at all, to not have him if you get him over? AJ, is it just
I think it all depends. I think we'll see how things go the first couple of practices. We're just taking it one day at a time.
You're planning on him being a defensive guy?
Right now. Mm-hmm.
Have you seen a level of progress from Kevin Harris taking what he learned in spring and kind of using that as a springboard into the offseason and now?
Yeah, Kevin's a super talented young player, really smart football player as well. He works his butt off. I think also, even in the offseason, kind of pairing him at times with other guys that are in the room because he's kind of a workout warrior, and he makes those guys work out harder. And you talk about a guy that's, squatted over 600 pounds and, 40 inch vertical, whatever he did this summertime. It's really impressive numbers. But I'm just trying to work with him on trying to make sure that's functional strength and not just weight room stuff, make sure it transfers to the football field. But so far, he's been doing really well.
Do you run into a lot of freshmen who you end up pairing with older guys as workout warriors?
I think, again, every place is different. I think it depends on the level of competition the guy's going to be at, but also who's around them. So whoever's going to take the push guys to kind of pair them together to match up well and make guys work harder.
Have you noticed anything different about Kevin on the field this fall versus where he was in the spring?
Yeah, just more confidence. Obviously, the more time you have, the more meetings you've been in, more walkthroughs, more practices. He knows what to do now. He knows the offense, and the mistakes are, few and far between. So I think at this point, as much as we have met in the springtime, 3 or 4 times in the summer, going over installs 1, 2, and 3 again, he should have the offense mastered by now. So I would say just the confidence and level of play to relax and let his competition stuff go over has been good so far from Kevin.
He was kind of an unheralded recruit. Do you see things in him when he's on the field that make you think that he was kind of overlooked?
Recruiting is what recruiting is. A lot of people make projections on what guys are going to be. There's a lot of history about guys who may not have been highly recruited guys that end up becoming really good football players. But I think he's taking them one day at a time, has the right approach to it, and is working his butt off. So I expect big things from him in the future.
When you're evaluating players, I think Coach Wolfer talked about the broad jump being something he looks at for offensive linemen. Is there a combine skill that you look at outside of maybe the 40-yard dash when you're evaluating running backs?
Well, I think everybody wants guys who run really, really fast.
Yeah.
I want guys that run fast. But that's not the biggest stat to me. I think playing running back is more about, being able to play in the phone booth. Can you make a guy miss in short areas? So in addition to, obviously, tape overrides everything else. But you can tell some stuff from a guy's broad jump, vertical jump, 5'10", 5 shorty, shuttle, about how fast he can change direction. But ultimately, it's about what that guy can do on tape. There are a bunch of guys that can kill some stuff combine-wise, but can't play at all on the football field. So that's the ultimate determining factor.
What kind of growth have you seen from Deshaun Fenwick?
Well, I think, again, just having more guys. The more guys we can add to that room to continue to push guys and also show positive examples of what it takes to be successful, the better off the entire room will be. I think, with Deshaun, having more confidence, which I think in the springtime he was kind of up and down. If he felt good, things were going good, he was good. Once things didn't go well, I think at times he needs some extra encouragement. So I think just his mental development in the offseason, even spending some time with Marcus Lattimore has been great for him just from a mental development standpoint, and he's had a different mindset so far this camp.